TitleMatchNetwork.com.
When I first started with the Nation, I enjoyed that angle because those guys had a lot of heat. So the fact that they had a lot of heat, it made it easier as a babyface, good guy, to be in there working against them.
Yeah.
So I liked that angle. I felt Rock's ring presence was good and his microphone ability was okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then his microphones kept getting better and better. And then a few years later, it kind of clicked on him like it did in Austin, and that was it. He was off and running.
Yeah.
But he was a good worker back then too. I just mean that his overall talent peaked a couple years later.
Yeah. Did you like teaming with Ken Shamrock? Because I know you teamed with him against the Nation.
Nope. Yeah, I actually thought those angles went well. And then when Farouk came with us, I thought when the three of us were out, I thought that was a really good angle. Things to be going well. It seemed like the entire card was good.
Yeah.
So when I was tagging with Ken against the Nation and stuff, I thought the matches were good. The people were into them. But if you actually watch the whole card, like there didn't seem to be any matches on there where the people were like, let's go eat now. I mean, it's like everything was interesting. The whole 2-hour show seemed to be good. It was like that for a few years. We actually had a really good crew back then. I think he changed a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak, in a negative manner, but I think he changed some.
Yeah. I guess, and not just him, but overall, would you say when you become that successful, I guess there's a little bit of paranoia about guys taking your spot, not specifically him, but just top guys in general?
I think it's there to a certain degree, but when you were at that point in time, when you're rocking Austin, when you've developed that, I mean, you've raised the bar. I mean, here's top match, here's opening match. You guys have the skills on the mic where you have put the bar up here now above everybody else. I don't even know at that point in time if it would have even crossed their minds, besides the two of them, about the top spot, Austin and Rock Austin. I mean, they were so far above everyone at that point that I can't see anything even slipping into their mind about being worried about a position. I can't, because they were really banging up the wrestling world.
Yeah. Did you ever think about getting into movies, like kickboxing movies or like martial arts movies? Or
I have. I mean, I went out to LA when I was done wrestling, and I had some stuff lined up out there. But then again, that was after I first finished wrestling, and my neck was bothering me so much that I realized I couldn't even. There was no way I could have stood on a set for 10 hours. My head hurt all day. Yeah. Well, headaches. 4 days a week. Or not 4 days a week. I'd say, without exaggerating, I had migraines 10 to 12 days a month. So, with that in mind, I can't stand on set for 10 hours. Yeah. My neck would flare up just sitting around sometimes, and just my head would just start pounding. So, and once I realized that, I'm like, I'm going back home. Well, then I flew home, got my neck worked on. Well, then it took, like I told you, 11 months till I got back to normal. Well, then, time had flown by, and I just didn't feel like going back to LA, and I was dating somebody else at home, and just, a lot of different circumstances. So I just never went back and pursued it. But it certainly did cross my mind. That's what I went out there for. And like I said, I actually had a fair amount of things lined up. If I wouldn't have had the neck problems, I probably would have stayed and done some more.
TitleMatchNetwork.com.